Hi guys, how are you doing? Hello? Damien, how are you doing? Yes, you're early. Or should I say I'm late? All right, hang on. Instagram isn't working, and I don't understand why. All right. Sorry, had to get another device for Instagram. It wasn't coming on, so I'm trying again now. Okay. Sorry, let me make sure. Oops, wow. So it was the device after all. All right, Instagram is live now. Hello, everyone. Hello, Carol. We missed you. I know you must have been busy. I can't see Jigger. Oh, just before I spoke, you beat me to it. Let me look for Irene. One very naughty young fella is here. Come and say hi.
Hi.
Say hi, Free Nation Church.
Calculation touch.
Stop talking with your tongue. I'm going to beat you. You want me to beat you?
No,
You want me to bite you?
no.
Okay, so you're going to stop talking with your tongue, right?
That is at the teeth.
The teeth. Can we see your teeth? Did you brush your teeth today? Who brushed it for you?
And the piece
Auntie Peace brushed your teeth for you. Okay.
without the tongue.
Without the tongue. All right, so Daddy has to work. Daddy loves you. Go and play.
When Daddy finishes teaching.
Yes, when Daddy finishes teaching, we'll go out. All right. Now you be a good boy, yeah? Hi, guys. A bit of a crazy day today. Had to drive Taze Buds somewhere in Ajah. She's been working very hard, and I just had to help her out. So I had to do man of the house duties. You know, she was practically sleeping off. It wasn't safe even allowing her to drive. And getting a driver is, as far as I'm concerned, a very awful way of wasting resources. And the worst thing is they ruin the car. That's the most annoying part of having a driver. They'll just ruin your car. You know, we had one once and the car is still there. The car we got brand new is in an awful state. So I've just decided to sign off getting a driver. Now, if we're ready, I was just trying to buy time so people can come on. Joy, how are you doing? How's everybody doing on Instagram? Okay. And my Riyadh, how are you doing? That's my Facebook family. Tony Wakalo, how are you doing? Okay, so yesterday I was watching Nash, National Geographic with the kids, and my eldest daughter, Danny, made a statement. I've always known this, but I never came to the realization. They were showing lions, and she said, Daddy, do you know lions? Do you know lions don't live in the jungle? And it dawned on me that, wait, lions don't live in the jungle. That's a fact. That's true. So how come the lion is the king of the jungle? And I realized that in the little things that we're made to believe, we're fed fundamental lies. And these lies grow with us. And today, I'm not even going to go into the Bible as much as I normally go into it. I'm going to teach you more of the lies they've taught us, especially with the English language. A lot of you don't believe me when I say lions don't live in the jungle. So let's just ask Google basic questions. Do lions live in the jungle? It's there. I hope you came with your Google. So I'm going to beam it to the YouTube family so you guys can see this. It says lions live in Africa south of the Sahara and in northwest India. Lions don't actually live in the jungle. Their real habitat is the open savanna where they hunt mammals, such as gazelles, antelope, and zebra. They may also cooperate to catch larger mammals such as buffalo, giraffes, and even crocodiles. So lions live in the open savanna. So how can an animal that lives in the open savanna be the king of the jungle? Now, tigers, on the other hand, live in the jungle. Let's check that out. Do tigers live in the jungle? Now, here's a story that pops up. Let's read it together. In spite of what you may have heard, the lion is not the king of the jungle. There are two reasons for this. One, lions do not live in jungles, rainforests. They prefer more open habitats. Two, even if lions live in rainforests, tigers, which do live in jungles, are larger and stronger. So tigers live in the jungles. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys. Sorry, the camera is refusing to flip. Okay, it's back. I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys. So the tiger is actually the king of the jungle, despite everything you were taught. Why? Because tigers live in the jungle, and tigers are stronger than lions and bigger than lions. Just because we want something to fit because it sounds nice, we have twisted the essence of reality. But you see, I posted something the other day. I said, the truth never changes. No matter how long you believe a lie, it cannot become the truth. It can become your reality. So the truth remains constant, but your perception of reality has been altered. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. You so much want to believe lions are the kings of the jungle because that's what you were taught. You so much want to believe that a young boy who is supposed to get married to a young lady and are engaged and are having sex, are fornicating, because that's what you were taught. But is that what it really is? Absolutely not. And until you go on a quest, on a fact-finding quest, what you're going to be doing to yourself is the disservice of listening to what men have substituted for God. I don't know if I'm making sense to anybody this morning. We've been taught the lion is the king of the jungle. It sounds right. The lions look majestic. They have manes and all. But how sad it is for you to realize that what probably started as a figment of speed just to make the lion look grand actually is based on a fallacy. Not just a fallacy, a baseless fallacy. It's like saying Daddy Freeze is the best pastor in Akwa Ibom. First question is, does Daddy Freeze live in Akwa Ibom? Is the Free Nation in Christ, is it hosted in Akwa Ibom? I don't know if I'm making sense to you. So we need to go on a... Jigger says ignorance is not bliss, it's foolishness. No, ignorance is not bliss, it's suicide. It's much worse than foolishness. Carol, God bless you. Carol said, we never checked out what they told us. And this is not... Hold on a second. And this is not the only thing. This is not the only thing. It's not just lions. I want to read some stuff to you. I want to show you something else. You heard the story that the Great Wall of China can be seen by the naked eye from space? It's not true. They say Christopher Columbus discovered America. Well, even before Christopher Columbus was born, there was a guy called Leif Erikson. He sailed the globe and ended up in a place now called Canada. But just like the lion being more politically correct for the jungle, Christopher Columbus was more politically correct for discovering America. You also heard the story about blue veins, that they don't have oxygen. Although your veins appear blue, it actually has nothing to do with oxygen. It just appears deoxygenated blue to the naked eye because of the way light penetrates the skin. Blood is always red, even with little oxygen. But all these were things we were taught. Who else wants to render a few?
Me.
You keep quiet. Who else has a few lies that were taught in school? When we're growing up, we're taught that there were 9 planets. And we're told to recite them. Who remembers the buffoonery we went through in secondary school? Mercury, Venus. How is it? Who remembers the 9 planets? Which one is the closest to the sun again? I know Earth is before Mars. I've forgotten. But I know at the end there's Saturn, and now we've been told that Saturn is not a planet, it's just a mass. So, I want to show you some things. Remember what we're taught. Mercury, Venus, Earth. Is it Mercury, Venus, Earth? Am I getting it? Mercury is the closest to the sun. It says, remember we're taught, my mom used to teach me this all the time. If you step on a rusty nail, you'd get tetanus. Well, it's actually not true. You can get a tetanus infection from any open wound because tetanus infection happens when dirt, soil, or manure that is contaminated with the Clostridium tetani bacteria becomes embedded in wounds. Oxidized metal or rust has no impact whatsoever. Remember the story they said a penny dropped from the Empire State Building will kill someone. Well, it will hurt you, but it's not true. Henry Ford also didn't invent the automobile. Okay? Carl Benz, a German engineer, is more likely to have been the person who developed the automobile. But because we learned more, the Germans were not seen as politically correct. They were like tigers, so we rather went with the lions. Now, there's something somebody raised. The earth is flat. I have a very big problem with that. Because if you've read the flat earth theories and the flat earth conspiracies, I'm still somewhere stuck. I'm not fully convinced that the earth is round or it is flat. I'm not fully convinced. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. I'm not fully convinced. If you Google the flat earth, there are people who have come up with all sorts of crazy theories that the earth is flat. Do you understand? So Google it, read it. You'll be amazed what you discover. So me, I'm just here looking. They say the earth is round but not spherical. It is round and flat. Do you understand? Jigga, Google it. You'd be annoyed with what you find out. Trust me. It's crazy. The earth is spherical. Just Google the flat earth theory and watch a few YouTube videos on it. It's not 100% convincing, but the spherical earth theory is also not 100% convincing. So me, I'm somewhere in between. Is this earth flat or is it round? I'm still waiting. Maybe they thought us it was 9 planets. They came back later to say it's 8. They thought us the earth was flat. Then they came back. Galileo came with a theory and said it is round. Okay, we followed the round. Then all of a sudden now some theorists are coming up with the fact that the earth is flat. All right. Me personally, the earth being round or the earth being flat doesn't impact my life on a daily too much. So I'd rather just sit down here and wait for them to finally conclude with themselves or until we make another new discovery. Just Google the flat earth theory. Just Google it. The earth is flat, it cannot rotate and revolve to give day and night. Just go and Google the flat earth theory. It answers all these things. Do you understand? We have pictures from space. You see all those pictures from space, a lot of them are frauds. Like I can categorically tell you that America never went to the moon. That one is another Yahoo doctrine. Do you understand? If they went then so easily, why has nobody else got? Just ask that question. Then go and, you see, these ones, I'm not teaching you these as doctrines. Do you understand? If none of you confirmed the lion, let's just take it slowly. Lions do not live in the jungle. If none of you could confirm it, what else did you listen to? Russia and China went to space. They never went to the moon. The only people that went to the moon were the Americans. Quote and unquote. And lots of holes over the years has been punched into. You see, the more you read, the more you realize that they lie to us on everything. I will not stand here and tell you the earth is flat. And I'll also not stand here and tell you the earth is round. I'm just going to tell you that my personal research has not given me conclusive evidence to prove that it's either round or flat. So I'm just watching. There's a lot of conspiracy on the moon land, a lot. They say, let me give you an example. One of the easiest ones. We see a picture. Let me show you. Let me just even show you moon conspiracy. Moon conspiracy. I'm just going to show you quite a few moon conspiracy theories. Let's even Google it from Wikipedia. There was one picture of Neil Armstrong stepping on the moon, and they say he was the first person to land on. So who took the picture of him stepping on the moon? I wish I of him coming off the ship to get on the moon. Then there was one, you see, because then they didn't have the technology we have now. There was one camera that was beaming the feed to Australia. And they say somebody kicked a bottle of Coke across the set. That it was actually Hollywood. You know, Americans have always been very good with Hollywood. My dad, who watched the feed live, said it was reported then that from the people who viewed it in Australia actually saw a can of Coke being kicked across the set. Let me open that for you. Can of Coke. Can of Coke. Moon conspiracy. Okay. In pictures, top 10 Apollo hoax claims. In Australia, you know, I told you, I gave you the gist. Let me read it to you. In Australia, you could Google this. A lady called Una Ronald saw a Coke bottle kicked across the moon during the Apollo 11 landing. How careless. It must have been filmed in a studio. So, because I don't understand. If they were able to go in the 70s, how come no one's been able to go with all the technology we have now? Does it make sense to you guys? See, this is another one. The flag blowing on the moon. They say there is no air on the moon, so how can the flag be fluttering? The moon doesn't have atmosphere, so how can the flag be fluttering? Then there were some shadows that they complained about. I want to see, I'm looking for that Coke bottle. Then there was one with the footprint. Then this is another story. Can you see the footprint? And the theory is boots will have only left their imprint on the lunar surface in moist material. Try leaving your foot on a dry, sandy beach. Particles of moon dust have different size and shape from sand and don't need moisture to hold compressed shape. Check that out too. Is another theory. So just check it all out. I personally do not believe that they went to. Somebody said the flag waving is just the effect on a vacuum, and the fabric of the flag was made from. Baba, I've seen flag inside vacuum. They've done tests for that one. It does not prove anything. What am I trying to say in essence is, you've got to start having a disbelieving heart. We were all taught by men, not by God. Do you understand? Remove that thing from your mouth. Is it not these same people that told us if we don't pay tithe, we will not make heaven? These are our teachers. If you don't pay tithe, you will die. If you don't pay tithe, you'll be poor. These are the people who taught us. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. So everything you take from them, you have to be a Berean Christian. You have to research it. Don't swallow anything from anyone. The world is full of lies. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. I want to see the comments on Instagram, because test the spirits. Test every spirit. If for the Bible to include that, you should know that you need to test. We've been lied to. Jesus was not born in a manger. There is no biblical record showing Jesus was born in a manger. It was the GOs that came up with also, not the GOs of now. These GOs were also taught by other people who did not know anything. So we are just a product of generation to generation of garbage in, garbage out. I'll take you even further. They say 3 wise men. There's no such record in the Bible of 3 wise men. The Bible says wise men from the east came bearing 3 gifts. 2 men can carry 3 gifts. 20 men can carry 3 gifts. When they come and do introduction in your village, do they not come with a delegation of people? Does each one carry a gift? Let's use our local sense for this one. Imagine, for instance, now, I want to go and, when I went to Tasteboard's village, we went with gifts. Do you understand? And the gifts were more than the people that brought them. So it's not like, it's very mundane to think one man came carrying 1 gift. What your GOs did was they took their fertile imagination and turned it into doctrines and reality for themselves. And because you worship them like gods, their realities became yours. Somebody said like Jesus, Carol said like Jesus was not a Christian. God is not a Christian. Abraham was not a Christian. Moses was not a Christian. David was not a Christian. Adam was not a Christian. Elijah, Elisha were not Christians. Solomon, Samuel were not Christians. Christianity did not begin until the cross. The followers of Jesus were disciples. The forbidden fruit is not an apple, literally. Jigger said forbidden fruit was cherry popping. Yes, I agree, more than I agree. Because if you read the book of let me read it to you. So you understand where this imagination came from. Songs of Solomon 2 and 3. Like an apple tree among the trees of the forest, so is my beloved among the young men. In his shade I took great delight and sat down, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. Does that sound like ordinary apple to you? You sat down in his shade and you tasted his fruit. That, as far as I'm concerned, is more Brian Pumper. That was the name of the porn star I was trying to remember. Than eating apple. We were taught, I wouldn't even use the word garbage. We were taught a lot of shit. A lot of bullshit. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. The forbidden fruit Look at what Songs of Solomon say. As far back as then, they called the male, what is it called? The apple tree was used to refer. Read second Songs of Solomon chapter 2, verse 3. Is there, I did not add it to the Bible. So I'm not going to sit down here and tell you that America went to the moon or America did not go to the moon. I'm going to sit down here and tell you that go and test every spirit. I'm not going to tell you the world is flat or the world is round. I'm going to tell you sit down and test every spirit. Research. You will find out so much. If they could lie about lions being the king of the jungle, and you guys took it as doctrines, imagine what else. These are the little ones that you recite. The lion is the king. You never see, even for church, they talk like young lions, blah, 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 blah. The lion is a king of the jungle. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. They say alcohol kills brain cells. Remember cracking your knuckle causes arthritis? My mom used to do all that. Sugar makes kids, what is it called? Sugar makes kids hyper. Little lies. Anyway, this is where I think they say snakes are evil, black cats or black animals are easily possessed by the devil. As in, people just think this devil has no work. The devil is busier than your geos. Those ones are just mounting pulpits up and down, playing with their genitals, and giving you doctrines out of whatever emotion they feel as it tickles them. You know? I eat snakes. Somebody said my childhood was a scam. They just keep killing owls. I told you a story when we're growing up. In Romania, in my mom's, they have attics in Europe. And in my mom's attic, there was an owl there. So my mom always used to feed it. Now, when she came to Nigeria, when we moved into our house, we discovered some owls. So my mom used to feed them. So anytime I came home, I'll see the owls. You see their head poking out of the parts of the roof that were not done, like their little manholes in the roof. You'll be seeing them poking their heads out. So my mom used to feed them. Then one day I came, I saw my mother driving them with fire and everything. I said, Mommy, what's going on? She said, they say she's a witch or that she's keeping owl. I laughed for days. Oh, my mother did not joke. She drove the owls far away. Carol said, if you scratch while pregnant, you mark your baby. Somebody said, neither is God. God is not a Muslim. He's not a Buddhist. He's not a Hare Krishna. Demons are not scary looking, despite what they told you. So I don't know who's with me. We have a lot to unlearn. And as you go around today, If you go, as you go around today, I want you to start thinking of things you were taught as a child. Okay? I just want you to think of them, Google them, look around. Now, the worst lies, the worst lies. You see, if demons were scary, they will not be able to tempt you. Trust me, you see something scary, the first thing you do is run. Demons are handsome, just like their master and their mistress. Their master is Lucifer, their mistress is Lilith. Very beautiful people. So the best gift I can give you, the best gift I can give you is as you walk today, look around and ask questions. Ask questions. Read. The biggest lies you've ever heard in your life came from the pulpit. The biggest lies, the greatest lamba. The devil himself, I'm sure, marvels at the rate at which the lies were spewed out. And as a member of the free nation, you must be free. God bless you all. Speaking in tongues, that's it. I've debunked that. Just Google Daddy Freeze on speaking in tongues. The Pentecostal church speaking in tongues is a fraud. Take care, guys. God bless you all.